Right then.
Right then. So I'm trying to get in a position because Carole set it all up and just chop the top of my head off.
Oh, well, how's that?
Oh, it's a bit better.
Anyway,
Oh, well,
you have to do that. Hello. So welcome everyone. Lovely to see so many of you all already here. So we're here on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday because we're flying off to our next adventure, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yes. So we haven't packed yet. We just got the suitcases on the bed. How bad is that? Anyway, a good point here from nice to see Sean here is to say if you've got a question for us, because once everyone starts joining, the questions and the comments go so fast, it's really hard to keep up. So if you've got a question for us, start it with a question and then we'll be able to spot it. So let's go straight in and see who we've got with us today. We've got Tony here from Los Angeles, so thank you so much for joining. Corinne's here as well, so that's brilliant. Real Life Cruises. So lots and lots from Seattle. Hello there, Shane. And Alfie's here, so that's good. So I'm interested to hear your plans, but have an appointment at 19:45. I'll see the last 15 minutes on catch up. I'm sure you'll understand.
And funny enough, Alfie, so will I. Because I'll be down watching the football as well. So I'm just going to, pretend I'm going for a wee and then I just won't come back.
Does Alfie sport...
Don't get it wrong, because if you want to alienate somebody...
No, I shan't say them. You can tell me after. Anyway, so yes, we'll be interested... Accrington Stanley.
He supports Fulham.
Yes, that's right. Anyway, yes, we will be letting you know our plans in full. We'll start. We're going to just wait a few more minutes till we kick into just over 100 people are here, and then we can. Because otherwise, we find that we do repeat ourselves.
And plus, Carole takes so long to scroll down.
No, I've got a new system in place.
Yeah, we've already missed a question.
I'm going back up. I'm going up and down. So no, Alison Burt asked a very important question. If you follow us on social media, on Instagram, we've just actually hit over 8,000 followers, which has taken is a painful journey, isn't it? Instagram.
It's taken us since 1972.
Yes, it's been a slow job. But if you do follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have seen that Paul's got a new man bag.
Yes.
And you're so excited about it, aren't you, honey?
Well, I've had some detrimental comments, but and Alison's asked, what will I be carrying in it? Well, the answer is simple. Nothing at all, because I can't be trusted. And I would definitely lose it within the first probably 3 days.
No, I'm going to give you some responsibility this cruise. So watch and see.
Well, we've got an extra air tag.
We have. Yes, that's a good point. Because if you've been watching us for a while, you know that Paul's useless with. Well, he loses things very easily. Well, so yes, we need to put another air tag in your bag.
The Naples backpack debacle is still, in my opinion, your fault.
Well, obviously. Yeah. Anyway, let's get so Garth is asking, so let's get straight into it and let you know obviously where we're going this weekend. We if you watched our live last week, we told you then, but for those that missed it, tomorrow we're heading up to Heathrow to stay the night before we fly out to Miami, which we're really excited about, aren't we? We're spending 3 nights in Miami before we get on our first carnival cruise. It's a carnival celebration. I've got the itinerary here. Where we're going to Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and also St. Martin. So 3 ports. I went to these many, many years ago in the 1990s, but Paul's never been to any of those ports or Miami. No. So
but I've been watching programs on the television to know what I need to wear, especially in Miami. So I've packed a jacket. And I've been practicing rolling the sleeves up to my arms like that.
Like Don Johnson.
Yeah. Is he still around?
I don't know. So that's really exciting. Our first carnival ship. We've booked an aft balcony, so we should have some fantastic views sailing out of Miami. It's going to be mad, isn't it? I think carnival.
What if the captain reverses it then?
Well, that'd be interesting. So carnival is spring break in America as well, we've been told. So I don't know if it's going to be crazy with people whooping and hollering and dancing and screaming.
Well, that's enough about us. I wonder what they're going to do.
So we can't wait to tell you all about our first carnival experience because we were wanting to do that for a long time, haven't we?
We were just too scared.
Well, it was just cruising with carnival was very difficult. Not very difficult from the UK because you can book it and you can fly long haul. But it's very few carnival ships come out of the come out of the UK. But anyway, we get off that, and then we hot fuzz it. We go off to Fort Lauderdale, which
I'm going to hot fuzz it.
Yes.
Carol's going to hot fuzz it. Means something completely different. I just don't know.
And we are getting on Holland and America's New Amsterdam, which is another first for us. We're looking forward to cruising with Holland and America. So that'll be a very much a more traditional type cruise. We've also booked an aft cabin for that, haven't we? So we've gone half mad. Yes.
Well,
so
we haven't gone half mad. She's gone completely mad.
Yes. And the itinerary for that one is Half Moon Cay, Oranjestad, which I believe is in Aruba, and Williamstad in Curacao. Curacao. That's it. So how exciting is that? And then we have a few days in Fort Lauderdale before we fly back home. So it's nearly 3 weeks away, isn't it,
Yeah.
altogether? So we're really excited about that. So yes, happy days. So let's have a quick look at who's around. Oh my gosh, there's so many things going on here. And the Brits on the ship are here. So are you buying drinks or Wi-Fi pixel? Good point, actually, Sandra, because we, with Holland and America, we booked Have It All.
No, do you know our Sandra asked, and that could be Chris.
Well,
Are you taking it that they're in the same sort of relationship as us, where the women do all the work, are you?
Possibly. No. Really good point. We've got, as I said, Have It All on Holland and America. So that includes drinks, it includes Wi-Fi, and it includes a specialty restaurant, doesn't it? I believe. And there's something else it included. Oh, you get a little bit of credit towards your excursions. So we've got that for Holland America, and for Carnival Celebration, the drinks package is we've just been, because we haven't booked anything, and we thought, and then we were talking to quite a lot of people who said that drinks are quite expensive on Carnival. So there's very little information out on the internet that shows you exactly the prices. So we'll be doing a drinks package thing when we come back, won't you, Paul?
But throughout all that waffle, what Carole wants to say as well, if there's anybody in here tonight who's got a Carnival promo code for the drinks package, we would be eternally grateful.
Yeah, if you could message us and let us have it, that'd be great, because it's working out. How much did you work it out? It's 60.
I'd like to have a little bit of a moan about with Cunard with firing gratuities on.
Cunard?
Yes, well, if you let me finish.
Okay.
Yeah, just interrupting and paying attention instead of reading. Because they bang a load of gratuities on all your drinks and stuff. But with Carnival, it works out, it's about $800-ish for two of us for the drinks package of $400 not each. But then they put $150 on top for gratuities. So it's the best part of $1,000 for 7 days. So it's $500 a piece, which seems like enough money to me. But
yeah.
Still, but they says, have you got a promo code? And I said, no, I haven't.
So if anyone has, let us know. But yes, we've decided we're going to go with the Cheers package because they're our first time with Carnival, and then we can suss it out and work out if it's been worth it or not, which is our viewers always find that useful anyway, don't they, to find out.
But the general consensus, doing a bit of research, it's about $11 for a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, and it's Oyster Bay, incidentally.
Oh, I like a bit of Oyster Bay.
And the bottle of beer is about $7.50, $8. But I still couldn't find the information on whether you get gratuitized.
We're in America on an American line. We're going to get tipped.
I think I just made a new word up. Gratuitized per drink. Good. But even that, so I mean, we're talking, even if I have a bottle of beer, Carole has a wine, we're talking the best part of $20 a round, and it's costing us $100 a day. So 5 rounds of drinks, and that doesn't, and obviously you'd have to pay for a cocktail.
I like trying different cocktails.
So I think it's going to.
For us, I think the Cheers package will work, but we'll let you know obviously when we get back. Great to see the Cruising Canucks here, and we gave them a mention last week because it was these guys' videos we were watching about Carnival and Holland America that we decided to book, and we've got to know them so well online. They live in Canada, and we're cruising. I say they're cruising with us. We're cruising with them on New Amsterdam because they cruise with them a lot. Something. Yes. So we can't wait to meet up with you guys. It's going to be so much fun. Like you say, I think I've seen another comment here that you said it would be where is it? will help them decompress on the halal part after extreme experience on carnivore. So yeah, so we can't wait to meet you guys. Just another mention as well, if you're thinking of getting married on a cruise ship or want to know all about the logistics of how to do it, because it looks the most amazing way to get married, then make sure you follow the Cruising Canucks. They've just been on Sky Princess, who they said had a most amazing experience with Princess, that looked after them extremely well, and they are doing a series of vlogs and videos, so do make sure you subscribe and watch those, because they'll have all the information that you need. So let's go back to Garth. So hopefully we've explained what we're doing next, so that's great. And Jack's asking about Virgin. What is Virgin ships like? Would you recommend them? Are they adult only ships? That's what we could do from, and do they go from Southampton? They are adult only ships.
I just thought for a second she might let me talk then, but you know.
Go on then.
You're gonna run out of puff, honey. You haven't shut up for 10 minutes.
I'm excited because we're going on our hollybobs.
It's yes, they're adult only. Yes, they do go out of Southampton.
Sometimes, not often.
So they do then, is the upshot of that then.
Carry on.
Do they go out of Southampton?
Sometimes.
So that's a yes then, isn't
yes,
it?
It is.
Yes, it is. Carole recommends them. I don't like my fire at all. I'm just trying too hard to be different, being different for different sake. But it's everything's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
But to me, nah.
We've got 2 vlog series. We did a vlog series on the Scarlet Lady. We did a vlog series on Valiant Lady. So check those out, because that shows our day-to-day activities and what we got up to on there. And that will give you an idea whether it's for you or not. I always think, try it. If you don't try these things, you never know for yourself. But obviously pick a short cruise.
Well, I think they're all. I think that's the thing that Virgin has gone for. You can't do a long cruise, because I think they realise
they do up to 2 weeks.
Well, I haven't seen them, but there again, I never look at anything.
Well, exactly, you don't.
Well, the majority of the ones that we've seen that have been going out of the UK have all been 3, 4, or 5 nights. There hasn't been any long-term
from
ones.
the UK, but I know a few people that have been. They do longer. They do transatlantics and all sorts. Yeah. So JCL's asking, have you ever been to Istanbul or Kusadasi cruise ports? No, we haven't. But if anyone's in the comments know of if they have. Or to be able to signpost them to some content that will answer that question, that'd be great. So Michael's asking also, heading to my first cruise by Queen Victoria to the fjords and dews. The weather will still be tricky. I see you both, though you are wearing t-shirts, shorts on the ship. Is it that warm inside? We've done fjords with Queen Mary 2 last year, didn't we? And Sky Princess in June, and we were blessed with fantastic weather.
The weather was phenomenal. It really was. So I can't remember what the temperature was inside the ship, but I know it was hot outside the
ship.
It
wasn't cold inside, because I always know, because with my dress and stuff, I sometimes have to put just a scarf or something on, and I didn't have to do that. The key to going to the fjords is pack layers, because one day it can be bright and sunny and the next minute it can be absolutely freezing. So just pack lots of layers so that you're prepared for any sort of temperatures, because then it can change just like that, can't it?
And also, in my experience, if you're going to a hot destination, the ship would tend to be colder inside, and vice versa, because I think they're so desperate to keep everybody cool inside when it's really hot outside that sometimes they go overboard
with the aircon.
Excuse the pun. On the air conditioner.
Yes. Hey, Dave's here. There's so many people here. It's brilliant to see you all. So thank you all for coming along. Hi, Kathy. Christopher is there as well. So, and Donna's here. Hey, Donna.
Donna's here from the future.
She is here from the future. From first day of autumn here. 37 degrees. Well, hopefully the weather looks amazing in Miami. So that'll be brilliant. So let's have a look at the next question. Well, Jerry's saying you got a nice man bag.
Thank you, Jerry. You got to say hello to Bo.
Oh, my dad's name was Bo.
That's why I thought you'd want to say hello to him.
Hi there, from Chicago. Wow, that's another city we want to go to, isn't it, Paulie? So, and Cecilia's here from Isle of Man. So that's always lovely to see you. Right then, so William's in the office in Pear Tree. Not in Pear Tree, that's his name. Oh my God, my brain.
So William's in a pear tree in London.
Yes.
Not saying that her mouth and her brain
Everyone's
isn't
saying where
linked
they're
together.
from. Brits and Ship in London. Andrew's in Coventry. Hey there, Andrew. And Sheila's here, even in Shipmates. So that's lovely. Morris is saying, are you concerned about security in the Caribbean?
Well, not now I got my new high security man bag.
I think whenever we go out and about, we tend to take a minimal amount of money, equipment with us, and we tend to do most of our things on our phone, don't we, when we're in port?
And I usually take a sword as well.
So no, we're very security conscious wherever we go, and I think you have to be on the ball with that.
Yeah. And I don't know whether I've been misinformed, but I think the Caribbean ports we're going to, and I apologise to all other Caribbean ports, but I think
you don't know that
they're the less seedier ones, but only on what I've been told. Of course, I don't know that. I've never been there. I'm just giving my opinion, which is worth absolutely. What's it? The lovely Americans will tell you my opinion and 50 cents to get you a cup of coffee. Not anymore, obviously. I think that was an episode of Kojak I watched in 1978.
Have you ever done a transatlantic crossing? Not yet, but we are in August. We're on the Queen Mary 2 for Paul's birthday.
For my 40th birthday.
40th. So let's have a look. Questions. Rachel saying, have you ever been followed or stalked whilst on a cruise? We haven't. No, we haven't had that issue. We've had lots of people coming up to us, which has been lovely. But everyone that has come up to us and talked to us have been very polite and have never outstayed their welcome, which sounds a bit. I don't mean that horribly, but do you know what I mean? We've been, and it's been fine. We haven't had any issues, have we?
We did have a man say to us the way.
That's a bit buffered there. So
was that Wi-Fi?
I don't know. It should be fine.
Yeah.
Apologies for buffering.
Yeah, a man said to us that we didn't look as
the Wi-Fi. Let us know if you can hear us okay. Because it looks like there's no comment saying otherwise. So that's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Because our Wi-Fi is normally like 69. So but yeah, back to what you were saying, Pauline.
Yes, we had a man come up to me. If you could hear us the whole time, we did have a man come up to us once and say that we didn't look as fat in real life as we did on our videos. Which I suppose.
But his wife was like, "Oh my God, did you really say that?" But that's fair enough. We don't mind that.
I think that's what's known as a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
Maybe.
Which I nearly gave him a backhanded compliment back, actually. So
let's have a look. I'm on Iona, end of April to Fjords on your trip. It seems like a lot of the vloggers got upgraded. Did many other travellers get upgraded? We did speak to a few people that had got them too. So I don't know. I think it's just the luck of the draw, isn't it? It's just one of those things. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Make sure if you do want to be considered for an upgrade when you're cruising, that you don't. You need to tick the box. Is what I'm trying to say, because otherwise
there's a box you can tick that says you don't want an upgrade. On that particular cruise, we had a cabin which Carole used all her skills to find one with 900 foot of balcony. So obviously we didn't want to be moved from there. There was a lot of bloggers on there, and some of them had inside cabins. And what we were led to believe that people were moved from inside to outside or inside to balcony because they wanted to free up as many inside cabins as possible so they could have a big sales push.
Yeah, don't know
towards
if that's true
just before the cruise to say, oh, we've got cabins from X amount, and I think they wanted as many of them as possible to be inside. Which, if that is the case, I admire that, because it's always frustrating when you book a cruise and you pay X amount of money and then 3 weeks before you go, it's half that price.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, then I admire them for their salesman type skills.
Exactly. Ken Go Cruising says, good evening, Paul and Carole. I thought I'd better check out some last minute tips before tomorrow evening. Yes, Ken's going live for the first time tomorrow. So if you're around at 7 p.m, I'm sure it's 7 o'clock, isn't it, Ken? Because we said we'd be able to watch where we're at our hotel at Heathrow. So make sure you come and support Ken, the lovely Ken and Lindsay. So yes, I'm sure you'll be fine. We had a lovely chat over Instagram the other night, didn't we? Which was great.
I
So,
always find that 6 or 7 pints before you go live is always the way to
no.
go.
Well, we learned that you could actually FaceTime over Instagram. I didn't know you could do that until Ken showed us how to do it. You didn't.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh. Caroline said, I hope you save me some vino on Iona. I'm flipping my duties and traveling with my family to Norway finally. Oh, brilliant. Have a fantastic time. So,
You can't go wrong going to Norway, in my humble opinion.
Andy Views is on. It's 5 a.m. in Queensland. Tambourine, Mount Tambourine. We can't. I'd love to go back to Australia. We loved it there, didn't we?
Yes, indeed.
Editing all our Azamara vlogs has been just traumatic in some ways because of the issues we had. But now I'm just doing all the Perth and the following ports, and it's been amazing to relive those memories because we had such a good time.
But let me tell you about trauma.
Trauma.
This morning. Oh, come on, Paulie Morgan, it's time to get up. We haven't got a clock in our bedroom anymore. So I go downstairs to put the kettle on. I look at the clock on the cooker, and it's 6:45 in the morning. 6:45 in the morning. Now, the reason behind this is because Carole's like, we've got so much to do today. Oh, my God, we've got so much to do today. I don't know.
But we've got loads done.
Are you going to interrupt in? So, 7:15, we got so much to do. So at 9:45, oh, I better get ready then. Well, where are you going? Oh, I'm going into town. To have my eyebrows done for just the 4 hours. So I have to get up at 7:15 because we got so much to do. And then she sods off for 4 hours to have her face done. That's not sod's not swearing.
Take 4 hours, my eyebrows. They weren't that bushy.
Well, they were, yeah.
They weren't.
She was like that. Can anybody remember the Lives and Loves of a She-Devil? You know, so they were like this, right?
Paul's asking, I won't go back to thinking about doing the Iona on the 21st of October, doing the same itinerary you've just done. Would you recommend it? Yes. It was a great itinerary, isn't it? That one that's across the English Channel to Rotterdam, Bruges, and Hamburg. It's not going to be a warm cruise, but there are 3 interesting destinations that we would happily go back anytime, wouldn't we?
And if you're in Hamburg on the Sunday, you've got to go.
Yeah, Sunday on.
You've got to go
Hamburg.
To what's now officially known as Paul and Carole's pub.
Well, only to us.
That's officially by now.
Sandra's asking, have we done Silversea? No, we haven't, but we would love to. They're out of our budget, really, aren't they? Silversea and we would like to sail with them. So we are keeping an eye. There's a few cruises that they've got that I think, that'd be a great itinerary. I'm keeping an eye to see if the prices change. Because from September, we're hoping to do a little bit more ad hoc stuff, aren't we? Rather than planning so far ahead.
She's been saying that for 2 years. And we've still got a cruise booked in 2024. We got 2 cruises booked in 2024.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
That's only 2.
That's nice and ad hoc, isn't it? You know?
What are the nicest ports you've been to and what was the worst? You start.
I start. I'll go with the worst. The worst port we ever went to was Durs in Albania. Now, usually when we start talking, we'll have a debate about this, and Karen will be like, oh, but one thing we are 100% agreed on is Durs in Albania was the worst port ever. I've been led to believe there's lots of beautiful places in Albania, beaches and stuff. Durs isn't one of them. And we were docked at what I can only describe as an oil refinery. And it was an oil refinery that also seemed to have no security whatsoever. So we've been to ports where, because it's a working port, they might put you on a minibus, take you to the gate of the of the industrial estate, and then you're free to go because it's too dangerous. This was like there was all stuff going on. There's oil tankers. There's this. There's that. The other. You can constantly smell gas, and it's like, yeah, well, if you want to walk into town, crack on.
Well, and we were walking back, and this guy popped his head out of a container, wasn't it? Like
a man living in a refrigerator.
Started shouting abuse at us, and it was all very bizarre. Yeah. So no, we wouldn't rush back there. If we went to Albania again, we would definitely do an excursion because like Paul said, Albania is supposed to be a beautiful country. So your best one?
Oh no, I'm doing worse. You're doing the best.
Well, there's so many, isn't there? I love any Greek port. Give me a Greek port any day.
So you're sure your responsibility. You got one question to answer, and that was it.
And thinking about not necessarily the best port, but Aqaba will always be special in our minds because it was on a very special cruise on Morella Discovery, and that was when we got to see Petra for the first time.
Are you a politician now?
No, I'm not.
They asked for the best port. So, and what was your answer? It's not the best port, but then. Come on.
Esperance. I loved Esperance.
Esperance. Esperance.
So, Claire saying hello from the west coast of BC. I hope you two get to depart from Vancouver for Alaska. We do. We're doing that in July, so we're very much looking forward to that. It's closest port where I hope to take my first cruise. And Vancouver's supposed to be an amazing city, so we're really looking forward to that.
I've heard that the Canadian people can be a bit funny, but other than that,
Jill and Jeremy then, can't wait. They're saying at the moment, look, we can't wait to see you after your first Carnival cruise. That's
see what they follow that with.
So go back to Corinne is asking, have you tried Catch Bus? So we haven't been there. But we haven't got anything planned. So thank you so much for that tip. I'm going to write that. I've been writing loads of tips then about what to do and everywhere. So St. Martin bus.
She won't be able to read her own writing, but she's going to write it down.
I can.
She'll say to me next week, "What's that say?" I don't know.
Real Life Cruises saying, hit the like button. Yes, please do. If you enjoy our lives, if you give us a thumbs up, that shows YouTube that you like our content, and it gets shared further afield. So Andy's asking, what are your food expectations on Carnival? Opposite end of the spectrum to Azamara. Azamara food was spectacular. Carnival, I think saying that, we've talked to Exploring with Eric, and he was giving us a lot of tips on the restaurants on board, and there seems to be so much choice, isn't there?
This is our first Carnival experience, but I don't know who remembers, but we actually got invited to the Carnival celebration when it was, I think it was one of them weird ones where it was its maiden voyage, but it came somewhere, voyage, and then it came from somewhere to...
It was doing transatlantic to start its Caribbean season.
And then it stopped in Southampton where we went with some other bloggers and did a visit, and then off it went on its merry way. And obviously I'm very excited about Shaq's Chicken Shack, but that's probably not one of the things you were on about. But we did get taken for a meal, and I can't remember what the restaurant's name was, but of my recollection, I thought the food was excellent because I had some amazing crab cakes, and I can't remember what I had.
We did. The meal we had on board was really good.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
But weirdly, they've got a Mexican Chinese fusion.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, we went in there, and I went in there because I took some photos of the blokes. They were making like the little pasty things. I'm sure they're not called pastas, but Chinese pastas.
Emma's here, so it's lovely to see you, Emma. So thanks for coming by. I was really impressed with the Carnival food. Very surprised. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think there's been I'm hearing different reports on the older ships. We're on Carnival Celebration, which is one of their newer ships, so we'll see. But we will be reporting back as always. So let's go back to so let's see what snowing hard here in Seattle. Wow. Did Ovation to Alaska last year. No go to the fjords on Iona Conservatory Suite and any comparatives. Alaska looks very much like obviously the fjords, doesn't it, with the dramatic landscapes and the beautiful, beautiful scenery. So it'll be interesting because we've done Norway a lot, not done Alaska. So it'll be interesting to do that in July, just to do. Come on then.
If you're Emma's in the chat now, she'll tell you this is definitely the case. It depends what deck you're on in your conservatory suite, because the trouble is with the conservatory suites, if you're on the promenade deck, when you look out of your conservatory suite, you don't see the sea, you see the promenade, and then you see about a 5 foot high glass partition, so it does seriously obscure your view. So if you're in a conservatory suite that's higher up, you probably get a better view. But the one on the promenade deck is a lovely cabin, because we went and had a look around it. But when you go out to the end of your balcony, you expect to be able to see the sea, but you can't.
On deck 8.
On deck 8, that's what it said on the promenade deck. Yeah.
So if we chose a conservatory suite, which I'd be happy in there, I would get one that's higher, because. And you don't have a direct sea view because you've obviously got the promenade space there, where we like to look straight down onto the water. So Nat's here, our niece and nephew.
Evening,
Hey,
Nat.
watch for our new sofa and freshly decorated living room. Ooh.
Ooh.
We are sad as that is our excitement in our life. We
We
need
need
a holiday. Well, we're all off together in our motorhomes, aren't we? We're off to the Lake District in May, so that's going to be a fun jaunt. So Cruising Gay said, "You're always been aft, mad, Carole." Well, thank you.
Well, not a question, but definitely a statement of fact.
Yes. And yeah, we've heard Miami Airport can be crazy. So lots of time, and we're comfortable choosing Walk for Mars. Thanks, Joe and Jim. Appreciate that. Yeah, we've heard it can be mental. Sandra's saying, of course it's her. Look.
Well, I know that.
And Lisa said she did tell in the first time in January 2020 and highly recommend breakfast in the main dining room. It's getting them out of bed's the problem, because the dining room closes around about 9:30 normally, doesn't it?
And I was up at 6:45 this morning, so I don't know.
Well, I know, but that's rare. That hasn't happened for a long time, has it? So let's have a look. So Soren Vindex is hello from Copenhagen. Will there be any more vlogs from the Azamara cruise? Yes, every Friday our Azamara cruise vlogs are going out.
Every Friday for the next 18 months. That's how many episodes it's going to be.
No.
Episode 763.
No, it's not. Episode 5 is out. This week we've got our cruise cabin review, because if you've been watching our social media, you know that we were moved to the aft of the ship and then we moved back to our original cabin. So we thought it'd be a poignant point to do the full review of the aft cabin, of why we would never book it. If we had the choice of booking it, why we wouldn't. So that's out this Friday, and episode 6 I've just scheduled to go out next week. So, and hopefully when we're away, I'm planning to do a little bit of work so we can carry on that.
Well, it would be nice if you could start pulling your weight a bit, mate.
Right then. So let's see where we've got to. Emma saying gratuitise. Yes, see?
If that
new
pops,
word.
I'm telling you now, Emma, if that pops up in your video, I've copyrighted that word now, gratuitised.
So look forward to seeing vlogs of Europe and Cruise Caribbean. Yeah, as soon as Azamara is done, we'll be going straight on to Carnival and Holland America.
So
that's the plan.
Yeah, it should be sort of November time.
Kate and David here. So nice to see you. A few minutes late, so didn't hear we were heading to. We're off to the Caribbean with Carnival and Holland America. But if you go replay afterwards, you can find out all the details of the ports that we're doing.
Who's somebody?
Which one?
A life in no. Where? Somebody's calling somebody a sausage. I like the sound of it.
A sausage. Don't know, but nice that I love it that the cruising community is such a fabulous place to be, and in the comments people are chatting amongst each other, which is brilliant. I love to see that.
We did have quite a random sausage conversation because I bought some Linda McCartney no meat sausages, and they were awful, to say the least. And then under advisement from Emma and lots of other people, we bought some. I nearly said Thatcher's then. Some Richmond's meatless sausages. So and we're going to be having them for our tea or our dinner if you're posh. We have tea about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, but if you're posh, that's called dinner. And we were going to have that today, but when I went to pick Carole up from her 4-hour having her face done, she forced me into a Thai restaurant and we had dinner there.
We've got a lovely little authentic Thai place in Gloucester, so we went there and had a great meal, wouldn't it?
We did.
Claire's here, so always lovely to see Claire. So thank you for coming along. Let's say yeah, Maddie's where did I just see that about the drinks package?
Barb down.
Yes, that's a good point, Barb, because I drink lots of water and enjoy a coffee where you don't so much, but it does include all that, and it all mounts up, doesn't it? Soft drinks too. So
I think it's because when we did Royal Caribbean, where we did Anthem of the Seas a couple of years ago, and the drinks packages were absolutely scandalous. When they started, you could say, oh, you can buy it on board now, and they wanted $102 per person per day. And somebody said to us, keep going on every day, and then one day it'd come down, and it did come down to about $60 odd, which is still, because there wasn't gratuities on it, is still a bit less than what we're going to have to pay on Carnival. But what I will say, and I'm hoping Carnival will be the same, they don't tend to quibble on You know, it's like a P&O disappointment is their drinks package hasn't gone up in price at all, but the majority of their drinks has, because I've just updated the drinks package available now on paulandcaroleloveTotravel.com. The cocktail list is poor, but having doing a bit quicker reconnoitering today, it does look like there's going to be plenty of choice, and they won't be quibbling over 5p or 10 cents or whatever. So I think it will be worth it, even though it's a bit of a hit to take.
Yeah, to start
financially.
With. We are going to be putting on. Yeah, I said I'm going to go straight onto Holland American Carnival. We're going to do a review of Iona, aren't we? We're going to sit down and do a review of our time on board, and obviously a cabin review. So yes, there will be some
Iona
only
content.
Like
a couple of episodes.
Yes. So there will be a little bit. And Ray's asking about accessible cabins on MSC Virtuoso. I can't find much about them. No, because we didn't take your dad on that one, did we? We went on our own. So sorry, we don't have any information on that. The MSC cabins, actually, when you compare them to, say, the Azamara cabin that's going to be coming out this Friday, then, you know, MSC Virtual, that was a fabulous cabin we had, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Really, really good. Emma saying we need to make a t-shirt that says right then. Do you know, we've been thinking about doing a bit of merch, but we thought, well, who would buy it really? I don't know. So let us know if you think having some merch with right then, and that would.
But
would
what
be,
I have is I have had right then tattooed on my back.
Cruise and Kay said they've been watching Cruise and Canucks with excitement. We get married on Skype as a scepter. Oh, brilliant.
They've got all the information.
Yeah, they sound like they had an absolutely amazing time. And Princess sound like they know how to look after big groups like that completely. So Alison's saying celebrity package from UK some look ridiculous, but thankfully I took a deal on booking for. Yeah.
Well, the one we looked at today is sitting in the basket as we speak, and saying hopefully we can get a.
If anyone's got a promo code, then let us know.
But that was as near as $1,000 for the two of us. So whatever the dollar is against a pound at the minute, but that's still going to be probably best part of 900 quid.
I know.
Nationally for a 7-nighter.
See, Travel Johnny was they love the t-shirt idea, so that's great. Brits on Ship said the Virgin went out of Portsmouth. They did because we were on it. They didn't go out to Southampton. Thanks, Sandra. That's right. Chris is asking, we booked to go on Morella Tour to any most do things to do on the ship. Morella entertainment is top notch. So if you like entertainment, that would be my top tip. Would you say anything else?
Because Explorer have got that fab lounge, haven't they?
They have, with the forward-facing windows.
But hopefully, my only disappointment with that, there's some great entertainment in that lounge, or they used to have, and it's a great place to sit. But it's also where they've got a little sort of tiny casino. So you might be like listening to a really good duo singing or something, and that'd be like, woo!
Yeah.
Because somebody's won 8 quid out the machine.
Yeah. Well, they just had 2 tables there, didn't they? Rather than
there was no.
I don't think there was any sort of penny slots. Penny slots, is that what they're called?
Yeah, Carol's finger on the pulse on the casinos.
So, Travel Johnny says that sometimes you write then as a command to get the doggies up and on the go. And Rachel's asking a similar question about what's the best theatre entertainment. Like I say, Morella still is up there. My Celebrity Beyond the Entertainment was out of this world. And P&O,
I gotta say,
was excellent.
The entertainment team on the Iona, when we went last week before, whenever it was, we didn't actually watch a show with them until the last night, only because Grumpy Paul refused to go and watch festivals because we saw it a year and a half ago, whenever it was, and we thought it was terrible. So we didn't go, and then all our friends and all came out and said, "Oh, that was really good. It's totally different to last time. It's loads better." But we did go to the show on the final night, and I have to say, extremely talented.
Yeah, very good.
And quite a high-tech visual with the screens behind and stuff like that. But if you like all the glitz and glamour and razzmatazz and, you know, high wire stuff and stuff coming out the floor and all that, and the biggest screens we've ever seen on a stage, the Celebrity Beyond.
The Edge class ships and Celebrity
was absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
But what they've got 2 entertainment teams. They got the theatre team, and they've also got the team where there's 2 other entertainment venues where they have live entertainment, which is Eden. And what was that little place called? That was a
I can't
nightclub.
think.
They had,
It's like a music
and it's
hall,
more of
wasn't it?
it's like more immersive, more interactive, where the entertainers would be walking amongst you. I mean, I was sat at the bar one night talking to a bloke, and I didn't even realise he was in the show till he went off and did a bit of dance and then come back. So, so it's still for me, Morella, because they haven't got the big high tech stuff to work with. It was fantastic every time we've been on there, but if you pinned me down now and maybe say Uncle, I'd say Celebrity Beyond.
Royal Caribbean, we've seen some fun. We've seen
Oh,
Will Rock You.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Do you know, there's so much entertainment out there.
You convince yourself that you come out with the right answer, and then Carole says, "Yeah, but we saw We Will Rock You." On
yeah, but that's great because there's so much. I want to see. One of the things I desperately want to get on an Oasis class ship with Royal Caribbean, because I want to see all those diving and water shows.
Well, I want to do the high diving thing because
you want to do it.
Yeah, because I used to be in my youth. I used to do all the cliff diving in Acapulco.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Corinne's asking whoever's asking about Kusadasi is wonderful for Ephesus, and also Alison's saying as that as well. I've been to Istanbul for Ephesus and Azamara trip in Istanbul. Yeah, and great cities to explore. So
isn't that in 2 different continents?
It is. It is. See, you have learned something.
Yeah, but the last time I said one of the continents was wrong. So
yeah, you said something bizarre, didn't you?
Yeah, I said it was like Europe and Antarctica.
Yeah, please give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying our live.
Scott's in Las Vegas. We'll be there soon.
Oh yeah, Scott's in Las Vegas. Yes, we're going there for my sister's 60th birthday, so looking forward to that. So let's have a look what we've got going on down here. Yeah, Tom and Dom are saying 100% agree with the Morella Entertainment. So let's just have a look. So let's see, questions.
So I just saw the resilient lady question, and
where's that?
Scroll down.
Can you? It's really hard to, if you put question in cap. Yeah, Prince of the Ship has just said this. If you prefix your question with question, it's really easier for me to spot them in the.
Keep going down.
A life in the park. So my other half was a merchant. I'm more happy helping you out with t-shirts. Thank you very much. We need to look into that, don't we? So appreciate that.
You need to DM us, and we can do.
Yes, whatever. If you could with your details, so we can. Let's see. Let's just have a look.
I said it was down, and you've gone.
No, because yeah, Frank and Jen are here. Hi, Frank and Jen. Lovely to see you. Just talking about the Oasis class. I hope you heard that. That yes, we are planning to. Nothing booked, but definitely would.
Yeah,
definitely want to do it. Yeah. So Elaine's asking, have you sailed on P&O Azora? Is it quite dated? Love your vlogs. We haven't, no, Azora. So there's a lot of P&O.
Ken's in the chat, and Cruise Monkeys are in the chat.
Yeah,
and they have got
the ones
a wealth of knowledge about P&O, and I'd imagine P&O Azora. So.
And Sandra's in the house as well. Sandra in Australia. So, so lovely to see everyone here.
Especially when they have to get up at 3 or 4 in the morning. Well, I mean, I have to do that now, obviously, but you know.
Emma's saying about her conservatory suites for a love-hate cabin. My video about coming out soon. And she says also, beware, you might see some weird things. I saw Paul and Carole skip along. Yes. So make sure you...
I haven't given my permission for that to be shown, so I want my face pixelated.
Dear. Ken Goes Cruising is are you looking forward to the roller coaster on Carnival? Yeah, they've got a roller coaster. Well, how crazy is that? Called the Bolt.
When we did our ship visit,
yeah,
we were out on deck, and they had a couple of, I believe they were crew members, and halfway around the roller coaster packed up, which really filled me with confidence to have a go on there. And then Carole said to me, it's going to be really good when you go on the roller coaster, because I can video it from the deck and you can hold your Insta 360. And I'm thinking, well, when I go on the roller coaster, she said, oh, yeah, I'm not going on it.
No, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I'm not good with heights, and it goes off the side of the ship, doesn't it? And it's just, I don't know. Might make a good video, though. Yeah. Karen was saying it's not just vlogs upgrade. I've been upgraded on Cruise with Arvia. I know they've got a lot of people. Yes, so that's, you know, it is the luck of the draw, isn't it? So So that's what's the best excursion that you've been on? Cruise excursion.
Petra.
That was so special. It was so hot. But that moment you walk through the canyon and you see the treasury is just it's making me go goosey now. That was just
What's really fun off them?
I know I've got a fan here. My flushes are getting really bad. Look, can you see it? Like little yeah. Oh, in fact, I bought a new portable one to go in my handbag that was chargeable, which was so exciting.
You're not drifting off topic.
No, I'm not. I am.
And they're available for $29.99.
There's Bernard's tour of St. Martin. Can I recommend? Takes you around and over to the other side. Okay, get that written down. Bernard's tours. So it's lots to do, isn't it? So let's see. Caught me being live. Sorry, we're late. Christine's here, so no problem. We're happy for people just to pop in and say hi. And if you've got things to do, do not worry. And Bev Thorogood is we're on Cunard for 4 nights, end of April. Stop in Hamburg. Any highlights we should check out in Hamburg?
Paul and Carole's pub.
Hamburg is just a really nice place to have a wander, isn't it? It's very pretty all around by the lake, but we always just end up at the same pub. So we need to maybe next time we go, we need to do something different.
I have to say, there was a lot of homeless people in Hamburg. A very high density, not
lots of cities are like that now, sadly, isn't it? Which is really sad.
But yeah, it's a pretty place, and there's definitely they got a fantastic Gothic style cathedral there, which is definitely worth a look.
Yes,
the town hall's lovely as well.
We've walked in through there, beautiful.
Yeah, and Paul and Carole's pub.
Bishop Shipper saying is Paul looking forward to the Carole Trivial and prizes are the ships on a stick back. Do you know we've never seen a ship on a stick, have we?
No.
So if they are on offer, that'd be brilliant because we'd love to try and win one. But yeah, we love which was disappointing about Iona. Our last trip on Iona, we used to go to the pub for all the quizzes, didn't we?
They had some great, and when we went on this time, just to make it even more annoying, they wouldn't do a proper quiz. They had it, we're doing team quizzes, and we're going to split the pub down the middle. And it seemed that every day they did this, the girl doing the quiz had her microphone about at 5 million decibels.
So loud,
it was just really annoying. And because she was very enthusiastic, it made it even more annoying. And then they had a quiz later in the day where there was no teams allowed. So it went from being 2 teams with 150 people in each to you only had to play on your own.
Yeah, individually.
Which seemed like bonkers.
Yeah.
And so then then we were somewhere. Must have been in a show. And I came out to have a little wee in the little boys' room, and there was a quiz on then, and it was about 9:30 at night, and I thought, oh,
yeah,
so yeah, not good. So yes, I'm looking forward to quizzes. Obviously, Carole, she's as much used as a handbrake on a canoe.
I do get some right. My geography's better than yours, and my science.
Yeah, that's what I just said. She's as much used as a handbrake on a canoe.
So you've just put me off now. No, it's just. Al Somerset, really love watching your videos. Well, thank you very much. In fact, you could just book our first cruise next year. What would you recommend starting cruise for those who've never been cruising? Well, it depends on where you live. I would suggest you go somewhere that's close to home, just so you don't have the trauma of flying in and doing that sort of thing. And it depends what you like. You need to pick an itinerary that you want to do. It sounds like really basic stuff, but people come back and says, I tried cruising and I didn't like it. And they pick the wrong ship and they pick the wrong itinerary. What are the things that are important to you? Is it food? Is it entertainment? Is it outside space? Is it going somewhere hot? Is it going somewhere cold? All those things you need to think about before you book your first cruise. But we're happy to, if you want to message us, we're happy to give you some pointers. And you can do that on our social media. So please do. Elaine's just saying, not Elaine, Life of the Party just offers her and it definitely needs a refurb. So and Emma's saying we love how we call each other sausages. Let's see. So Corinne said cooked regular sausages in my cheapie front. Yes, yeah. Linda's saying about we did on our Celebrity Beyond. We did do 2 review videos in our cabin review, but no, we didn't do a vlog series because just time went away with ourselves, didn't it? Really, unfortunately.
I've still got about. And I'm not even exaggerating, I've probably got about 1,200 photos on my phone from that cruise, which was great. But the trouble is, it's now going to be so hard to put something together, because it's almost like, obviously nothing we do is in the moment. We do it in the moment on the cruise, but when we put it together, it's always a few weeks or a month or so after. But with having so many cruises in between now, I don't feel that we could do that the justice it deserves, is the honest answer.
No,
and
time's gone on, and
the daft thing is, as I've said on here many times, it's one of my favourite cruises that I've ever done. And we just had, and we had a couple of things. One of them was a paid promotion where they sort of had us over a barrel a bit on getting stuff out on the time, which we wouldn't do again. And then all of a sudden the time got away from us and we were busy.
I think editing takes, I think people don't understand how long editing a video, particularly if you're doing a vlog style video, takes. And it's just, I'm just doing it, and Paul's dipping in and out. So I'm
not dipping in and out. I don't help at all with the editing.
You do with some voiceovers and stuff. So it's really difficult, and we have to just go with whatever is going at that moment. So yeah, so it's a shame, because that would have been a great series. But Corinne's just saying about she's giving a talk at U3A tomorrow on how to choose a cruise. So if you know what that is, then that might be interesting. Cruising Critics are asking, Paul, after your arm wrestling lost to Emma, do you think you'll have better luck against Mrs. Canuck? Oh, that'll make a good video.
Well, Mrs. Canuck, I mean Emma's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mrs. Canuck looks like she might have, quite long levers. She might have the leverage.
Long levers.
Yeah. It's all about leverage, isn't it? Or leverage, depending on where you're coming from.
So stay tuned, and we'll let you know.
I don't remember losing to Emma at arm wrestling. And
Alfie goes my money's on Jill.
Yeah, and I wouldn't just. Well, actually, maybe I could do like that bloke who plays for Brentford and at Alfie. I could have a bet on me. Bet on Jill, and then throw the match.
Mark's asking about the House One on Azamara. On our first cruise, the House One was lovely. I think it was an Italian one. Was it French? And then the second cruise, they brought in some sort of Spanish wine, wasn't it? And it was terrible. Awful.
I don't even drink wine.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I smelt this wine and I wouldn't clean my drains.
There was a lot of unhappy Azamara guests on board.
Azamarians. It sounds like something out of Star Trek, but it's
who were used to previously. There used to be a huge selection of wine on the standard package, and as with all cruise lines, they're cutting corners, aren't they, everywhere? And it wasn't good. In fact, we had so much onboard credit. We then upgraded our package towards the end, didn't we? So I can have some decent wine. So let's see. Are you changing your cabin type on QM2? We had booked an inside initially to do the transatlantic, and then we have spoken to our travel agent Dan, who has put his. I asked him. I wanted to try an inside cabin. I thought 7 days without any port, so I was going to go a bit too lally. So we paid the extra to have a sheltered balcony, so low to the water, which I'm really happy about, and some fresh air.
Let me tell you the true story behind that. We booked an inside cabin because we both agreed it'd be one. We won't be going out on the balcony because it's going to be transatlantic. It's going to be freezing cold and.
Well, it might not be because it's August.
Are you going to let me speak now?
Yes, I am.
Interrupting because you know where you go. You know where this is going. So, we'll just do the inside, because what that means, we'll do the inside because we don't need a balcony, and plus it could be like, we spent 7 days in an inside cabin, blah 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 blah. I thought this is going to be great, and then. I don't know, about 3 or 4 weeks later, Carole's on the phone to Dan, our travel agent. She speaks to him, 40, 50 times a day. And she's like, oh, Dad, don't you? I hear you breathing there. Dan, I'm a bit worried about this inside cabin on the transatlantic. And I'm thinking, could you get a price for us to, get us a balcony cabin? And Dan said, are you joking? And Carole said, no, I'm deadly serious. And Dan's said, well, you know that you phoned me 2 weeks ago and changed it to a balcony cabin, don't you? And you've paid the difference. But she didn't tell Paulie Morgan, did she?
No. I spent 2 hours with Dan yesterday, actually, on doing another grand voyage. Anyway,
which I'll find out about if I overhear one of their conversations.
Phil's asking, we're going on Iona in April. What's the best additional charge restaurant? Love your videos. Keel and Cow is fantastic, and you pay per dish rather than for a cover charge. But we had a fantastic meal in Epicurean too, didn't we?
It was our first visit to Epicurean, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But I just think for value for money, it's definitely Keel and Cow, because they do fantastic steaks in there. I had, and it doesn't sound like a specialty restaurant, but I had the most spectacular steak pie in Keel and Cow. It was amazing. So yes, and like you said, I think you get what you only pay for what you choose rather than a whole cover charge.
Sean say, we'd love to see you guys do a Karen restaurant. I think Carole will give them a run for their money. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of Karen restaurant. They're just, you go there and the service is really rude and stuff, isn't it? And they're really obnoxious.
I think they use it for training Azamara's guest relations team.
Polly Morgan. Oh dear. Let's have a look. So let's see. Let's have a look. Question. Maz is asking, how is the 360? Husband just bought one but isn't happy. It shows his board spot while filming from above. It does. It shows everything, doesn't it?
It doesn't show my board spot. I haven't got one.
Not yet, no.
I've just done, which will be going out. It might even go out tomorrow. I've just done a short. It wasn't a short. It was a 3-minute video of our water taxi in Rotterdam. And I've managed to get that down to about 55 seconds. So there's a couple of, it's not the best editing, but I didn't edit it on the 360, but I used all the features of the 360. And now I know how to do it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. But it's just a little sort of 55-second video just to give you a few ideas of how good it can be. And just, and this is me doing it. So if you've got any skills whatsoever, I think it's going to be...
It's just some of the angles you can get. And we're looking forward to catching up with Jill and Jerry, the Cruising Canucks, because they've got one too, and they've had some fantastic footage with it. So we're hoping to learn stuff there, aren't we? Yeah. So Karen's here from Gloucester. I'm looking forward to know when I own April, loving your vlogs. And she said she'd buy a T-shirt. Well, so that's what we need to do. Well,
she wouldn't have to pay much delivery charge on that, would she?
Sheila.
Oh, I thought you said Karen said that in Gloucester. Oh, well, Sheila, yeah. Well.
So let's see. Because time's are ticking, isn't it?
Yeah, so we got packing to do.
We got packing to do. Let's see. Question. So Amanda saying, just booked Anthem of the Seas. What's your series? You seem to have such a good time. Does the pub have complimentary food? The pub.
My recollection of the pub was they have got food, but it's more sort of snacky stuff, and I think you've got to pay.
I'm trying to think where the pub was.
We went into the pub.
Like the end, sort of yes. I think you did have to pay, actually. Yeah, it was...
I mean, Cunard I have to say, is probably the best
pub food.
For free pub food. Yeah. And they do fantastic pies as well. But on my recollection, we didn't spend loads of times in the pub. The only time we went in the pub really was more in the evening time when they had... some live music on, so it wasn't a sort of eating.
Yeah, Tony's saying that's right. Morris said you could have right then on the front and a half on the back.
Oh,
gosh,
Morris is going to want some commission now, isn't he?
Right, Rhonda's here as well. So we'd love to meet you and buy a wine pint. We'll be in the UK on the September 1st of. Well, let us know the dates you're here, and if we're around, Rhonda, then it'd be lovely to catch up. We had such a fun time in Australia catching up with everyone, didn't we?
It was brilliant.
So let's just see what we've got here. Yeah, Cruise Monkey's saying about the video editing takes such a long time, and I know. People say, well, just get someone else to do it. But I don't want to do that. I want to edit my own content, because you can obviously employ people to help you with editing. And maybe, I don't know, it's just not something I want to do now. And if we did, we could get a lot more content out. But I find I take great pleasure, because my background being a nurse, when I started editing videos, I take great pleasure of when I put something together, I think, oh, I'm really chuffed to bits with that.
I made that. What one?
I made that. Gavin says, best to book through the same company or book with Igloo. We booked with Igloo once and didn't have a very good experience.
I'm going to get this down as quickly as possible. We booked a cruise with Igloo, and it got cancelled, not their fault. Here's your future cruise credit, happy days. And then we ended up on the same cruise, but a year later. So we'd already paid for that cruise. And then about 3 weeks before we went, Igloo phoned me up and said, oh, you owe us £500. And I said, no, I don't, because I paid in January. Well, actually, I paid like 18 months ago. So it went on and on and on. So it was like, and we had loads of family going on this cruise. So it was either just not pay and not go, or just pay it. So I paid it, like very begrudgingly, as you can probably understand. And then about 6 months later, they messaged me and said, "Oh, don't forget your future cruise credit you still got with us, mind," and gave me about a month to spend it. So basically, I paid them £500 that I didn't owe them, and I never ever got it back. So no, I wouldn't use Igloo. The trouble is, like, everybody's got an opinion. We use Dan. The lovely thing about using Dan is he's a smaller travel agent. You could phone Igloo 50 times and probably not get the same person on the phone. And when things go wrong, that's not what you want.
No.
So, at the end of the day, yes, we do a lot of stuff with Dan, but we get excellent service, and he knows our needs. And obviously, if you use somebody on a regular basis, they know what you want.
Yeah, and having that name person, and it's been just so with the Azamara thing that it's just cemented. We knew that it was helpful because he saved us money on cruises and he provides an excellent service. So you need to just find a travel agent that you can, that you can use and that you get on well with. And there are some really good ones out there. So I was just looking. Here's an offer of help to get your vlogs done. We'll go on your next few planned cruises and you can stay at home and get your vlogs up to date.
Well, like I said, Linda, I don't do any of the editing. So it's just Carole staying at home.
Well, you could go together.
Yeah.
And Clinton's saying, "Hi guys, I'm a little late. Have a great cruise. Just heading back to Saskatchewan, Canada from California, and it's raining, snowing in the mountains." I love seeing where Clinton is. He's a lorry driver.
That's where Gloria lives.
Yes, that's where Gloria lives. Gloria watching high.
Yeah, we got a friend. Well, I think she's my friend, but she's been following us for years, and she was one. You might have heard Carole's little story about when she would put stuff on Facebook, put posts out. Nobody would say anything. Nobody'd like anything. And the first person that ever commented, who we didn't personally know, was Gloria.
Yeah.
And it was just so wonderful. And obviously what was wonderful about it as well is she was like the other side of the world, which was, and she's
still comments all the time.
She's been a loyal follower ever since.
You're forever in our hearts for that. So let's have a look, because we've gone over the hour. Let's have a quick look if I can just see if we got a few more. Sandra said she wants a t-shirt.
Well, if you're going to have
she wants a black one with white writing.
Yeah, well, if you're going to have one, I suppose I'm going to have to deliver it, am I?
Yes, we'll have to deliver it. We'll have to come back to Melbourne. Me again from Southampton. Have you done the Leon Lift or Glacier trips in Oldham? Any advice? Go into the Cruise Monkeys. They did the Low and Lift, and so has Bob and Holly, Innocents Abroad. So we haven't, because I chickened out. So you'll find that. And she's saying everyone's on about the t-shirts. I think we're going to have to stop there, aren't we? Because
get Thatcher's to sponsor them.
You could get Thatcher's to sponsor them.
Well, I nearly got them to start making sausages earlier when I was.
Millie's asking about plans going on Cunard. Queen Anne, yes, we're booked to go to the fjords in June next year. We're booked for May, isn't it?
I don't know. I know we are.
We're on the first cruise.
Yeah.
If it goes ahead, it's been pushed back already. So we haven't generally booked sort of first cruises on new cruise ships because sometimes they just don't happen and they get pushed back. But we thought we definitely did want to get on the Queen Anne, because we do love. And Cruising Canucks just sum that up perfectly about editing. It is a lot of work, but it's very personal and is an opportunity to relive all the wonderful moments from a cruise. So I think on that we'll finish here, because I just can't keep up with it. But thank you so much to everyone that's joined us today. We're not sure when our next live's going to be. We're going to test the Wi-Fi. Obviously, went to Emma Cruises. Thank you, has taught us how to test the Wi-Fi speed. So thank you for that, Emma. When we're away, what are you doing? Blow in.
There's a big one of your monkey hairs on there.
So we're hoping to go live when we're away, and we will let you know, obviously, on our social media, on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you don't already follow us there, follow us there. And also, we just have to wait and see. With the time difference is always challenging, but it's 5 hours behind UK, so it might be manageable. So we will let you know how we get on.
Yes.
Make sure you watch our video this weekend, with Friday, where we show you all around our aft cabin on Azamara, and episode 6 from our Azamara will be out next week.
Yes, and keep your eye out for that short as well of the water taxi.
Yes.
Filmed on my Insta360.
So it's been fun as always,
Yeah.
hasn't it? So thank you so much for joining us, and we will speak to you very soon.
Yeah. Cheers all.
Cheers.